this tutorial, we will write a Java program to display Armstrong numbers between two intervals. We already did that, but this time we will do so by using a function. So let's write a function which will check whether a number is Armstrong or not. So we have public static, and the function will return a boolean value which will be either true or false. If it is an Armstrong number, it will return true, otherwise false. So boolean and check Armstrong, and it will take a number. Okay. So again, we will need three variables, one digits, which will count the order, the number of digits in the number, and another variable result, which will store the result. If you don't know what an Armstrong number is, go back and see a tutorial on Java program to check whether a number is Armstrong or not, or to display numbers between two intervals. There are two tutorials on Armstrong number in which I have with detail explained what Armstrong numbers are. And we'll create a new variable called original number, and we'll store number into it because we'll be messing up, we'll be playing with the number itself. So we start a while loop to calculate number of digits. So this is to calculate number of digits in number. So our number variable, how many numbers digits are there. So we do this by original value while this is not equals to 0, and we say original numbers divide equals to 10. We divided by 10 to remove one last digit at a time, and we increase 1 in our digits variable. So this piece of code, this just while loop, is basically calculating number of digits in a number. And then since we have lost original number because we every time we were removing one digit, so we no longer have our number in original number. So let's reassign a number to original number, so that we have our original number in original number variable, and we run a while loop to check whether the number is Armstrong number or not. And in this while loop, we will take one number at a time, and we will take one number at a time as remainder, which will be our original number remainder by 10. So this will basically return us the last number. For example, if we have 153 number, so if we have this number, then 153 remainder by 10 will result into 3 value, because 15 times 3 is 150, and you only have 3 left, which is your remainder. So basically you are getting last number. Okay. So then we will add it to the results. The result plus equals to uh, we'll need to calculate the power. So for power, let me import a math library from java.lang.math, and in this math.power, and we give our base, which is our remainder, and we give power, which is our order, which is number of digits, which is digits. Okay. And we will basically eliminate the last digit from number. So what we'll do is we will divide it by 10. So for example, if we had 153, dividing it by 10, the result into 15.3. But since original number is an integer data type, so this 0.3 will be ignored, only 15 will be stored into this, so 3 will be eliminated. Why do we want to eliminate? Because we already have found the power and added to the result, so we no longer want it, because next time we want 15, so that when loop runs next time, this remainder will be 5. So what we are doing in the loop is we are taking one digit at a time, we are finding its power, adding it to the result, eliminating that number, then iterating over the same number. So after this code right here, we have calculated the result. Now if the result is same to the our number, then the number is Armstrong, otherwise it's not. So if original, not original number, but result equals to our number, then we return true. Otherwise, by default, we return false. Okay, so if you have not understood, let me uh, uh, write the code, and in the end I will explain it to you. Let's take two intervals from the user. We will do so by giving message to the user, enter lower bound. User will enter the lower bound, we'll read it into a lower variable, which will be reader dot next int, and we'll do same for upper bound as well. We want user to enter the upper bound. We'll store it into a variable called upper by reader dot next int. And now since we have lower and upper bound, we want to start from lower, one by one go up to upper. For that we will use our while loop. So for integer num equals to lower, we'll start from lower, and while our num is less than equals to or less than upper, and we increase it by 1. And every time we pass our number to check Armstrong, we give number and we see if this is true. If this brings true, which means check Armstrong. So number will go into the check Armstrong. Check Armstrong will the number will run this code, and this code will return true if it's a Armstrong number, otherwise false. So based on that condition, if it returns true, we want to enter into the body and print that number. So we want to print that number. So this is our num, and I want to also print in one space as well, so that next number is at one space distance at least. And if it is if check Armstrong number returns false, which means it is not a Armstrong number, then we do nothing, we just go over to the next value. So I think so far we have done beautiful job, and let's run the code and see if this works. Compiling program, lower bound let's say 100, upper bound let's say 200, and 153 is the only digit between 100 and 200, which is Armstrong number. Let's print from 100 to 1000, from 100 up to 1000. So we have only 4 digits between 100 and 1000, which means Armstrong numbers are very, very, very rare. Let's print from 100 to 10,000. There we go. We have only 7 digits between 100 and 10,000, which means Armstrong numbers very, 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 very rare. Um, I will walk you through from the code. So what we are doing is we have created a scanner object named reader, which will help us taking input from the user. And then right over here we have given a message to the user through print function. We just have printed enter lower bound to the user, so the user can enter lower bound, and we are reading it by reader dot nextInt and storing it into a variable called lower. And then we are again giving message to the user to enter upper bound. We are reading it through reader dot nextInt, and we are storing into an integer variable called upper. And then since we have two intervals, we want to start from lower bound up to upper bound, and we will be keep increasing by 1. So we have started a for loop, and in which we have started with the number which starts from lower, it goes up to upper, and it increases by 1. So plus plus num is basically equals to plus plus num is equals to, this is actually same as num equals to num plus 1. So this is what actually it does, is it just adds 1 to the num variable itself. Okay, and then we have given a if condition in which we have called the check Armstrong number or the function, and we pass our number into it. So number goes into this number, this num goes into this number. Right over here, this code basically checks whether the number is in Armstrong or not. If it is, it returns true. If it is not, it returns false. If this comes true, then we enter into the body, print the number. If it is false, we do nothing. We move on to next number and we go on and on, check every number. If it's Armstrong, print, otherwise not, and up to upper number. So what we are doing is we are starting from lower bound to upper bound and we are checking all the numbers, and if they are Armstrong, we are printing, otherwise we are not. Let's come back to this piece of code and try to understand. What we are doing over here is, let me put some explanation right over here to understand what an Armstrong number is. Okay, so I paused the video and added this description. So what an Armstrong number is, it's a positive integer and is called an Armstrong number if of order n. Order is number of digits in the number. If a, b, c, d, so on equals to a power n plus b power n plus c power n plus d power n plus so on. So let's see if we have a 4-digit number a, b, c, d, which means our n is 4 now, because n is order with this number of digits. This will be a power 4 plus b power 4 plus c power 4 plus d power 4. So what basically it is it is, if the sum of every digit power its order equals to the number itself, then that number is Armstrong number. For example, in case of an Armstrong number of 3 digits, if we have a 3-digit number, the sum of cubes, why cubes? Because there are 3 digits, so cubes. Sum of cubes of each digit is equal to the number itself, then it's a Armstrong number. For example, our number is 153, then 1 multiply by 1 multiply by 1, which is 1 cube. Why 1 cube? Because there are 3 digits in this. 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube, and summing all these is equals to 153, which it is. That is why 153 is an Armstrong number. So basically what we need to do is, we need to take a number, we need to find how many digits are in this, and then we need to take one number at a time, cube it, and sum all those numbers and check whether that result, the sum, is equals to the number itself. What we are doing is, we have created a variable to count number of digits in it, because we need that to take the power of every digit. And we have created a result variable in which we will store these summations, the summation. And we have created original variable to store this number, because we'll be messing up with this one of these numbers, because we want to count number of digits and we want to take one digit at a time to calculate the sum. So we have started while loop and we are iterating from original number while original number is not equals to 0. And what we are doing is, we are eliminating one number at a time. How we are doing? Let's say we have 153 number, so we divide it by 10 and this equals to basically 15.3. But because original number is an integer data type, so it will not include points. So zero point 0.3 will be eliminated and it will be only assigned with 15. So 15 will be assigned to original number. So what basically we are doing by this code is, we are just eliminating one last digit at a time. Oh, and also original number divide equals to means, this is actually same as original number divided by 10. So this code and this code both are same. This is just shortcut, so I prefer this one. And right over here we have plus plus digit, which equals to digits equals to digits plus 1. So this is basically just adding 1 to it. So this code and this code both are same. Plus plus, this is just shortcut. Okay, so we are eliminating one digit, we are adding 1 to digit, we are eliminating again one digit, we are adding 1 to it. So we are just counting number of digits. So in this piece of code we are counting number of digits and storing it into digits. Once we are here, we have calculated number of digits. Now we need to take one number at a time and power it with the number of digits. So we have started a loop again. We have assigned original number with the number, because original number is now 0, because we were eliminating one number at a time until it has left with 0 numbers. So we need to assign it again, so that we can work with it again. So we have created a while loop right over here and we are iterating over it until the original number is 0, and we are taking one number at a time by remainder operator, taking remainder when dividing by 10, and we are getting last number, and we are taking last number, which is one digit at a time, remember, and power number of digits in that number, and number of digits are in digits variable. So remainder power remainder, which is last number power number of digits, and storing it into result. So this is basically equals to result plus all this code. Okay, so these both code are equals. You I have just passed plus equals to just, I have just shortcutted plus in. So both codes are same. I just use this one because this is short code. And right over here we are eliminating that last number which we already have calculated their result. So what this piece of code is doing is it is calculating this piece of information. So it is taking one number at a time and powering it with number of digits and summing it, adding it to the result. So now we have result. We want to see if that result, if this result whole is equals to the number itself, which is our number. So we are checking if result equal to number, then we return true, otherwise we return false. So I hope you have understood everything. If you have, please subscribe my YouTube channel, and I will see you with a new video in next tutorial.